Rio falling low, pops the Primal Rage to try to stay alive, but Prophet is hounding down this Genji, and Rio cannot touch back in. The Seoul Dynasty, they pull it off 2-1 on Nepal to reverse sweep the Guangzhou charge.
Seoul, indomitable, they woke up at the right moment.
Yeah, the desk is all kind of unified in their belief in the Atlanta Reign right now. And I think that indicates as well that there are just too many unknowns about where Toronto are going to place in these early couple of weeks.
Gator will fall, and now you're missing one of your main tanks still. It's a great ice wall from Pelican as it's going to separate away Hisu from the rest of his team.
Massa just killed Hisu and Ansun J, and he's looking for more blood as well. He gets the final blow on Nace too.
Michelle is going to get caught out and frozen off into the side here as the Immortality Fields are traded. What a shatter! Gator. Oh my god, he's not even letting off a smile, man. Ice cold.
They're not using that advantage to be able to take any position. This is great though, the boop from Michelle.
Oh, but he boops a Deadeye into them! The counter boop comes out from Ansun J, but not enough. They will not finish. And the map will go the way of the Atlanta Reign, taken away.
Toronto Defiant are looking down the barrel of their first loss.
Not the most ideal series of events here as we're heading into the halftime. The Atlanta Reign have shown a very, very good understanding of the meta. Their game plan generally as well going into a lot of these team fights has been good. And we will see how they do further on. The series isn't over yet, so, you know, there's always a possibility here.
Pelican can contest the payload underneath the bridge, while Gator and Hawk push up top. And Michelle's been proactive here. I like this.
Oh my goodness. That is so much damage being put and invested into that corridor. Here
comes the EMP, Bionade comes through, destruction, absolutely demolished here. And Lastro's going to heal up the damage that got done to Sado, try and build towards another nano boost for the next fight. It's a cycle of ultimates.
Removed from the fight, Massa traded out. What is that? Nice, you gotta be kidding me. The two-piece of the post-bomb. The Atlanta Rangers trying to get bodies onto the point. They just about touch it, but they're gonna be paying with their lives. Massa will go down, and as the overtime goes down, so do the hopes and dreams of the Atlanta Reign. And a Toronto Defiant, they complete the reverse sweep. You can see it in the cams. Elation is the word I would use.
What an extraordinary win for the Toronto Defiant. A 2-0 week for them. That is a fabulous beginning in the May Melee qualifiers.
Okay, let's get into the series though, Viggy. Seoul and Spark. Seoul definitely have the upper hand in this series. This is a good meta right now if they go with this NA kind of style, which I can imagine they will. Dynasty, I got high hopes though.
He still finds IDK again, despite the Matrix coming out from Bernard, because they pressured Bernard all at the same time too. Jester making sure huge EMP, finding 4 on the Seoul Dynasty. Shy making that comeback immediately for the rest of the Spark. Fitz just used it right now desperately, as the rest of the Dynasty are still on the point, but not for long. Big Diva Bomb from Bernard, and that's gonna clear out the payload.
Architect's in the backline too. This is a perfect storm for the Spark right now.
And he followed up from the Discord or two originally to get that first pick. MCD goes down, but it doesn't even matter when your entire lineup is stuck in that room and the Spark have sandwiched you. The Dynasty, they're at a number disadvantage. Prophet somehow gets away. Now he has the pulse bomb, but Architect has found creative. You have no one from your supports left and nobody to contest. The Spark now take the payload home, and they take map number 2 while they're at it.
Wow, Seoul Dynasty just falling over. I had very different expectations coming into this series, just looking at the hero pools, but the Spark are just coming out big already.
They're still having this elongated fight here. Jaws, IDK now finding Prophet. They trade that though. Both Shy and IDK go down as Gesture pops off the supercharger. Able to get so much beneficial damage here. Prophet's gonna come back, but now the Spark are nowhere to be seen to touch that payload.
That's it, overtime ticking down. They should be able to hold, and yes, they do. First point hold for the Dynasty. Seeing themselves back in this series with Spark up 2 maps. Match point for a reverse sweep potential, maybe.
Shy is still trying to get into position, and the way that the Spark are playing are just slow. They're waiting for that EMP to hit here, and Shy gets
he got bashed out. He got bashed out.
Oh, Fitz now it could pop off. They know the EMP isn't there, and he already wasted it. Now the Dynasty are truly on their path to speedrun their way to get this second point.
EMP.
EMP though, huge EMP. That actually costed the support lineup of Spark. They're gonna go down. as the rest of the Dynasty can hold forward. Despite losing that DPS line, but it doesn't matter. You got creative with those Discord orbs. You got 2U popping off, making sure Architect can't run away. The rest of the Spark are falling one by one. They couldn't even flip the point once here. Currently, the Dynasty got the reverse 3-0 right now, Josh. They're just cleaning up the Spark. It's just a matter of time. And with that said here, they adapted and they take it over the Spark 3-2.
Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's what I'm talking about. The Seoul Dynasty. They find a full reverse sweep. Oh my word, what a performance.
It's going to be Chengdu Hunters taking on Philadelphia Fusion. Now, Philly Fusion has looked strong this year, stronger than I think a lot of people expected them to coming into the season. But Chengdu Hunters, with the strong start, have kind of started to taper off a little bit. ZP, you were telling me, and I'm going to reveal what you told me, your prediction. You were saying 3-0 Fusion. Are you willing to stick with that on broadcast?
I am willing to stick on that.
In the Coliseum of ancient Rome, you just starve the divas to make them hungry for pulse bombs. There goes Monk.
I'll tell you this much, Hoppa's feasted both on eating bombs and eating Zens, as it turns out. Moving on in.
That's the truth.
Oh, boy. Yep. Oh, they got Nisha!
Oh,
and Monk.
The DPS.
Both supports down. He had Transcendence, Noah. He had Transcendence. This is done.
It's a tragedy for the Hunters, but it's a masterclass by the damage dealers of the Philadelphia Fusion to get those picks to close this one out. And that's a 2-0 lead for Philly.
I mean, the Hunters played reasonably well there to an extent, but the Fusion played even better.
ZP, it's not looking good for the Chengdu Hunters. They are down 0-2 to the Philadelphia Fusion, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to expect anything other than 3-0 at this point.
Jinmu has a lot of room here. It's not easy for Carper to win. Rascal's already down. And yeah, I mean, as you said, it's Jinmu's specialty. He's really good at it. 3 early picks. The Hunters get to set the tone.
ZP, I don't think the Hunters are going to go down without a fight here. I think we're going to see a Chengdu Hunters victory. They get it. And this series is going to keep going. It's a good old use a Hanzo arrow to force people into an unfavorable position against a different ultimate. In this case, a barrage. Jinmu with a kill onto Funny Astro already. And Philadelphia Fusion, triple kill for Jinmu. And Philly's struggling hard here.
I feel like Philly is right this comp going, we're going to test Jinmu to see if he'll miss shots. It's like, Fusion, I don't know how to tell you this. He's not missing shots.
You know, there's only so much you can do as Carpe on that Sombra, and that is it, ZP. Another little delay comes in from Mono, but it's only a matter of time until this one ends. The delay is long, but they're never going to get that 6v6 again. And that is it, a 2-0 for the Hunters, and they claim the series. You can see how happy they are, embracing on stage. The crowd's got to be hyped as well. Props to the Hunters for bringing it back.
We can take a look at the Gladiators starting lineup today. So Birdring in mirror here at the start. It is Oasis, so maybe we do see something like Doomfist out of mirror. And then you have Moth in the game, so it tells you they're going to play some Lucio here at the start.
I'm loving it. This team obviously showed us some really fantastic play. This Paris Eternal team, these guys look really good against a London team who are hard to predict.
I think in this tournament, though, you're going to have to see some type of adjustment and variation. No, specifically against like Tracer, Sombra.
Gonna get charged though by Dan. Only God has been removed. Moth's aggression yields some results here. Getting rid of Vestal, there is so big space somehow. What does he do? He's able to find Khan. It's unclear whether he's back in the mech there or not, but he still finds the kill, presumably as Mini Diva? That's not ideal. Vestal is actually hit with a body grenade, but has the self-destruct available now. No. Kevster! Oh no, only God, no! It's deflected, and the look on his face says everything.
You know, Paris I don't think is a bad team. I feel like what this series has really just shown, the Gladiators, they look all on the same page, all in sync.
Checkpoint's already come up here. The Gladiators are still committed to this fight, but they lose two, both the backliners. Vestala's self-destructor gets rid of them. The Eternal come up with the goods and get rid of those supports, and there's no one to back up the rest of the Gladiators. Paris cleverly played, stay alive in the series, and they're starting to get a read on this Gladiators pace. Paris Eternal, man, they look a little too good. Mirror, Justin, oh mate. Oh, take a seat. The Paris Eternal dominant here on Anubis.
Yeah, and it's been the adjustments in the series that they have made that the Gladiators have not reacted to.
Sound barrier is perfect from Dredro, though. Absolutely spot on. It's just not enough to keep the Eternal up. Too much gas from the Gladiators.
Yeah, that's a lot, as you do see Naga use a Blizzard here towards the end. Onigod with 2, Onigod with 3.
Shatter comes out, Onigod knocked down. Muse picks him up, but no cap on the point.
Oh, come
No cap.
You gotta win that.
2-0 after the first 2 maps. The Gladiators look the better team, but the Eternal, they wake up, they find their flame. The victory lap, I can feel it, it's starting to begin. Paris, they're getting it done. EMP captures on a 4, but Naga gets rid of Birdring, still in overtime now. Moth is not going to touch either. Unreal! The Paris Eternal have done it. What a reverse sweep. They look vastly inferior after the first 2 maps. Something clicks. And they turn into superstars in the space of a 3-minute break, Matt.
Oh, an absolutely unreal comeback from Paris.
The match at hand here, the June Joust Finals, and they're playing for so much. It's not just the prize pool, it's also the points that are on the line over the course of the season. So much for both of these teams. And Dallas Fuel are playing for something that's potentially worth even more than that. They're playing for the back-to-back tournament wins in 2021. They came off the back of the May Melee, they bested the Shanghai Dragons there, and now they're looking to do it again here.
I love this rivalry that we've got going on between these two teams.
It is truly brewing, isn't it? Lip almost got his head taken clean off by that one. Fearless as well with the Primal Rage. He stops Lee Jae-gon in the middle of the beat. That is ridiculous. The Dallas Fuel still proving that they are just dominant. The pace that they play the game with, it is so difficult to keep up, to keep your head above the water. Shanghai still looking to try and fight this one. Death Blossom comes through. Doha looking to catch it. 2 players. Holy moly. So that's the overtime going to be triggered now. But it has to boost away, and it gives Dallas Fuel ample opportunities to pick off anybody who was left who was standing by themselves, and that is going to be map 2 in the bag for them. It just feels like another day in the office for this Dallas Fuel squad.
At this point, it's can Shanghai Dragons get a round on the board? Can they get a point on the board? That's an amazing play by Fleder. He backs off there to play around the Mega Kit towards Coast and comes back in for the flank at the exact same time as Izzyaki pops his Coalescence, just melting people down with the focusing beam.
The Dragons, they're finally going to be bringing it here to the Dallas Fuel, and they are going to be taking away Numbani in the process. Not going down without a fight, getting a map on the board.
They know that it's a long slog to be able to get back into this series, but they have taken the first step.
And Shanghai Dragons, they look unstoppable at the moment. They're not going to be denied this capture still. Hanman's certainly going to try with the self-destruction comes through! What in the Lord's name was that? Oh my word, Void.
The overtime wick is burning, and Dallas, they're in firm control. Sparkle back over to the Doomfist, his signature pick, and he punches, stamps the Dallas Fuel's 3rd map win onto the board. 3-1. What a comeback this would have to be for Shanghai.
The Shanghai Dragons still have that championship mentality, the veteran presence that's on this team. They need to keep their head into the game here because the series is not over yet. Despite that, the Dallas Fuel 1 map away from being your June Joust champions. You can see Fearless using that Primal Rage. Is already in the backline, very, very low. Probably going to be taken out. Yeah, the Self-Destruct is going to do that one. The beam comes through. It connects. Sparkle goes down. The tri-shots as well. Fleder, what a clutch moment.
This would be heartbreak. Devastation for the Dragons. Twice making it to the Grand Finals in 2021. Twice getting sent back. They are so close to being able to extend this to a 5th map. Fate touches, Brand.
The overtime comes through. Fate just trying to keep this one, drag it out. Fleder, though, has to assume the form of the Diva to just stay alive. Almost getting teammates in the process. Lip, TP into the backline, but shut down in the process. The Dragons might just be ending this one here. And the Dragons are going to be taking Busan. They're not going to be denied just yet. They want it to go the distance.
Incredible scenes from the Dragons in that final fight. Managing to muscle through. The championship mentality from this team, Brent, is just abnormal.
Sparky using all of his cooldowns to try and get a kill there. The seismic slam over the top. Izzyaki is gone 90% and counting, but it might not even matter. The attack visor gets 2. Sparkle and Hanmin are removed from the fight. The mines are still doing the job. And Doha from the side. You've got to be joking. Sparkle needs to work magic, but as his team is falling around him, it's not going to be enough. And the Dragons, the Shanghai Dragons, are going to be taking us to the distance.
7 maps in this series. Could it go any other way? The Shanghai Dragons, though, deserve so much credit for being able to rebound. These past 4 maps have looked like a different team.
It's all come down to this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it has gone the distance. We've been absolutely blessed with a barn burner of a series here. You show somebody just those first 2 maps only, and they'd be like, oh, okay, Shanghai are just done. They lost, right? They lost, right?
4-0.
3-3.
Yeah,
We're here at the finish line. It is absolutely absurd. Dallas on the brink of destruction here, but the bomb from Sparkle is good. Fate will fall. Another pile driver. It is chaos. It is pandemonium, but they are persevering somehow. Lip trying to put an end to it. 3 kills for Lip. Are you kidding me? Forcing the fade away as well. Lee Jae-Yong coming back in now with the sound barrier. Just needs to clear off this point. The mines from Fearless. It's desperation now for Dallas to try and do it. But the Shanghai Dragons are holding strong now. Only a couple of players left standing, and it's not enough. The Shanghai Dragons have done it. An absurd series of events. They've come back, and look at the sheer joy on their faces. They can hardly believe what they've achieved. Denying the 2nd tournament win here for Dallas, stealing away the crown. They are going to be your June Joust champions.
What a team, what a rivalry, and what a match.